Alright, welcome back to my channel. Today, I kind of want to talk about meditation. Okay, like, why do we observe our thoughts? That kind of topic. So, I was, when I first started meditating, let's start there. When I first started meditating, I always meditated with my eyes open. I always visualized. So when I had to do visualization, I would visualize with my eyes open. I wasn't the type to close them. So this kind of stuff just felt natural to me, keeping my eyes open. Now, as I'm going through and I'm reading this book, right? It's called Psychic Development by Nathaniel. Like Nathan I-E-L. Nathaniel. Don't know which one it is, but whatever. So I'm reading that, and I get to page 78, 79, and he's talking about meditation. A meditation called Zazen. And it kind of resonates with me. It's talking about doing diaphragm breathing, counting on half counts. So first, second, third, stuff like that. So in breath, you're going to on the out. And then, so it'd be fur in your head. And on the out, if you want to say it out loud. Probably shouldn't. But, so you're doing that. You're counting, you're focusing on your breath. You get a while in, you get a little while of just focusing on your breath and breathing. At a certain point, you can stop counting. And you're going to be listening to your thoughts. You're not going to give input. It's very crucial, very important. This is how meditation works. If you give input, you're putting emotion into it. When you say something is bad, there's a negative connotation, a negative emotion attached to it. And trauma in and of itself is negative. Now, two things when you go to do meditation. You are looking to, develop psychically and activate these chakras and connect your energy channels and release blockages. And you're looking to overcome certain things like trauma and things that are kind of holding you back and gain control over your mind, right? It doesn't sound like these two things are connected, but they are. And I'm going to tell you why. When you're doing meditation, you come to a certain point when you realize trauma is always emotion, okay? Hate, bad feelings towards somebody or something. You have negative beliefs and feelings. All of them come back to negative emotion. If you don't like somebody based on the color of their skin, that is a blockage, energetic blockage that is going to block you and your meridians. And mostly due to the negative emotion attached to hate. It's very powerful. That belief system that you have allowed run rampant in your life, is what is causing trouble, both energetically and metaphysically, and for you on a day-to-day. These things are very important to deal with, okay? Multiple reasons. I'll go into both. But in order to overcome that, you want to meditate. And when these thoughts come into your mind, you're not going to validate it. You're not going to improve upon it. You're not going to try to push it off, try to silence it, try to defame the thought. You're just going to observe all of it. All of it. And what observing does is it's a sense of detachment. You're not allowing yourself to identify with those thoughts. You're just going to be paying attention as an outsider and listening. Okay? And if you do it properly, meaning you do not allow yourself to get attached to a thought in any way, good or bad, and you just listen and pay attention, over time what's going to happen is they're going to die down, and the frequentness of them appearing. And what that does is it's opening these energetic channels by dealing with the emotion, the trauma, whatever, the negative beliefs, and it's kind of, in essence, slowly erasing it, taking it off your hard drive. Because people that meditate and do this kind of thing for a living, right, they believe that these thoughts that come to you while you're trying to meditate, it's coming from your subconscious, right? And they believe that these are the thoughts that impact and influence your behavior throughout the day, every day. And, you know, if you've ever been in an interaction and somebody says something to you, it just makes you feel hot, heated, angry, or sad, or rejected, or whatever. Makes you question your validity, your confidence. Makes you feel insecure, not worthy, whatever it is. Right? These thoughts are reoccurring. Questioning you. Telling you how to feel. When to feel it. What to think about. Right? Now, if you're meditating, you're taking back ownership of your mind, of your person, of your energy. And then what you're doing is when you go to, let's do it this way. If you meditate for a week, say the last time you work, you take a vacation from work, right? The last day before work, you are reactive. Then you meditate for a whole week as you're on vacation. Come back to work after meditating all day, every day, for a week. Those thoughts coming from your subconscious, boom, 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 are going to be slowing down. Slowing down. Until it's just silent. And what that means is, instead of having these automated, generated thoughts, feelings, and reacting, you are able to be clear-minded in the moment and present, and able to think about how you want to react in the moment to whatever stimuli is there making an impression upon you, instead of reacting on autopilot. Okay, so moving on. Also, energetically, what it's doing is it's freeing up these different sectors that need to be energetically freed, removing blockages. Okay, and what that does is it makes chakra work that much easier. It allows your chakras to move freer and flow consistently. It allows your power to be broadened, open up, to make your aura stronger, right? So meditation is very important. That is how you deal with blockages, energetic blockages. How you remove energetic blockages with a very basic basic meditation. You don't have to do anything special. Now, taking these things into consideration, you can then be who you want to be. Choose how you want to react, what you want to believe. It's like starting over with a fresh sheet of paper. But then if you just stop meditation, who's to say your subconscious doesn't just relapse into what it knows is comfortable? Because most of these preset thoughts are there for a reason. It's because you had a bad experience. So your mind, in reaction to that bad experience, tries to protect you from a future bad experience from happening. So it says, say you got robbed 3 times or whatever. Then moving forward, you may look at these people as bad people in general, even though it was just a certain person, right? You might see their whole group of people as bad, when that isn't the case, right? And it's your mind's bullshit way of protecting you. Or if you were taken advantage of, say you were SA'd, or your kindness was taken for granted, or you're just easier to negotiate with, or whatever the case, you at one point get tired of it, and this allows your mind to, in response to that, say we need to create an ego, a false facade, a false front. Facade means front. In order to put off an impression of impregnability, impenetrability, and an idea that if you mess with me, it's going to be consequences. And you're constantly talking yourself up at that point. And that's why most people have this problem with ego. It's because in the past they were taken advantage of. So now they have to tell everybody they walk into that, they hit the gym, or they box, or do karate, or whatever. It's a self-defense mechanism. But once you start meditating, you are able to run through the options of which different methods might be more beneficial for every party involved. Having an ego is not helping you, the person with the ego. It's hurting you. And it's not helping everybody's perception of you. People think you're silly when you walk around egotistically, talking about yourself 24/7, and it's not helping anybody else either. Now, there are better alternatives that you will not think about until you have meditated and you have a clear mind. Meditation also helps with your sense of awareness, your ability to be able to look in the mirror and be honest with yourself and say, this is what it is. This is who I am. This is what I am. Who I want to become is this, and this is how I have to get there. I have to change X, Y, Z about myself. So, which path is most reasonable? What things should I change first? And that's why observation is important. You don't want to judge yourself in a good or bad way, because then you're stacking on to those negative feelings, or you're stacking onto that negative feeling with a positive embrace to it. Either way, positive or negative emotion towards this thought is just strengthening it, making it stronger. But when you show indifference and ignore it, it weakens it. And that is why we do that. Alright, so peace.